Well, afternoon, fellow zombies. How you doing today? It's 4:11 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2026. Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. He's got an issue. I got an issue with nostalgia. With everything going these days, with all the chaos, confusion, politicians going nuts, world going hell in a handbasket, and social media with its artificial intelligence ready there to brainwash us one. I'm getting more and more into the zeros and ones algorithms regarding of the past. Let me clarify. Let me clarify. My past for me is dealing with that on a constant basis. I am constantly having this in my face, deliberately, not by outside, but by internal, my own decisions. And because of that, I am reminded of things that was and may not have been afterwards, and to see if this is going to be affecting me any and every which way. I search online. I search through the YouTube for things I find familiar. Do old farts talk about this, I wonder? Even prior, before I got into this stage of how things that matter to them mean a great deal and yet is alien. The youth will scratch their head. But then, when they get to my age, they'll be wondering which was the golden age for them to live through and understand. As each generation probably goes, when it keeps reflecting itself, before it dies out, it fades out, before it turns itself into memory. And how much of the memories do us old farts go through of the things that we looked at through eyes of the youth growing up under? And how nostalgia kicks us in the ass all the damn time. We're constantly reminded of it in this day and age, as each generation does. But I've never seen it more insane when I'm seeing concepts of it being replayed out left and right, that we have to follow this, we have to follow that. And then when I keep studying history online and in college courses, now how much history we keep repeating elements on a constant basis. Of course, we remember things, we call it nostalgia, and we think fondly of it because we think of it through the youthful eyes, but not through the eyes of our own contemporaries right now, through our own peers. We all look at it, we all have different viewpoints of how one was supposed to be fond and the other would look at it with disdain, disgust, and horror. How many of these things am I coming across from a lot of people who are dealing with this? Give me a pause. Are you done yet? I talk about these things because I've been watching a lot of videos, I listen to a lot of music, and to television themes of shows I liked watching. Maybe some didn't get into the ratings enough, maybe they didn't catch a season enough, but the music would stick in my head. The 1980s were full of the 21st century, or actually the 20th century, cowboys. Kids would watch movies and then television shows when they grew up a little bit more of how they saw the wild, wild west. Generation prior to that, or two, they were living the wild, wild west. They didn't have any theme songs during that time. Prior to that, they would think about revolutionary days, the colonial days. Prior to that, generations would be thinking about how to survive their kingdoms, going oppressive or going nuts or wanting empires. Prior to that, it keeps going further and further back. I look, I reflect of how us old farts want things in a certain time period and a certain viewpoint. We have issues with interpretations. I see so many old images that I keep saving and resaving of the past. Not looking forward to a future like a youth would. I'm not quite sure what my future would bring, what limited life I have left on this planet. Because I'm seeing the current events and current situations and times right now that makes me hesitant to look forward to the future. But how about this one would either bring you hell or heaven at the same time? So you just died. You just died. You're haunted by your own memories. You're haunted by things that have driven you crazy. You're a ghost. You're a spirit. You just got out of your body. If you haven't been visited by the white light, maybe it wasn't time, or maybe you weren't chosen. I don't know. Or maybe there was a calling and you missed it. Deliberately or just blasé about it. And here's the thing. Would you be stuck in your memories for all eternity howling about it, or trying to relive the days and you can't go back and have them relived because you're dead? They call it the peace of the dead. Well, for some maybe peace, but maybe it's worse than that. I look at things I'm going through right now. How would I look at death right now if I happen to cross over a border or barrier? Would I be seeing my life pass before me again? Would I be wanting to relive it for all eternity? A lot of people may think about it's a good idea or it's a nice idea. They want to escape into that. But on a constant relived basis, that no growth, no new, no nothing, nothing to explore, except the memories being replayed over and over and over again. It's like being stuck in a movie theater, and you're in the seats, but you can't go to the stage. You can't cross over to the film barrier to be part of it, or you're probably part of it, and you can't get out of it. Maybe it would be pleasant for some people that they want to live in that way and not realize it. But I deal with nostalgia. I deal with the past. I deal with what I learned. I deal with the fears, the phobias. They're about to haunt me or are still haunting me. The music would be appreciative and it'll still stick in the head. But the times where that music came from, I deal with loss on a constant basis, like everybody does. For some people, it actually can be debilitating, especially when it's replayed over and over again, and the feelings get replayed over and over and over again. The loss of loved ones or lost things have an issue, and it's hard to deal with that. We can look at it with fondness. We can look at it with nostalgia. I wish, remember this, remember when, yeah. But am I going to be trapped forever in that kind of a situation? Do I have to be trapped in that kind of a situation? Do I need to be trapped in that situation? It's one thing I got to deal with this. She wants really for her damn ear. present right now. She has to find places to hide herself. She has her ear drives her face. This is reality check for old fart. And for me, as an old fart, I got to deal with the reality check that I'm living in a time that scares the hell out of people because we have selfishness, arrogance, ego, running wild like crazy. Arrogance of indifference, of anger, of frustration, of need to dominate. It's like back in nostalgia, we wanted those kind of heroes to come back. Either they're dead or they're crawling around as old farts, older than the ones we are right now. Will they be riding to the rescue in one form or another? Oh, look at the nostalgia shows. They're not coming back. Those useful heroes are not coming back to save the day. We got to deal with what is and what isn't, and how it's affecting and stressing everybody else out. You just say something. I just saw something in your mouth there. Heard you enjoyed it. Go ahead, walk around, dog. Whether it is driving her crazy and she's going to be running around, sticking her head in things. My lot in life. Am I going to be repeating this life again, this format? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I know I can't replay the 80s again. I don't know if I can deal with the 80s. It's not bringing a person back into time. It's dealing with the memories of what happened back in the 80s. Am I willing to deal with that? Am I willing to go through that? Let's just say that I happen to end into the afterlife. And somewhere in the afterlife there was a way to keep reliving your memories. Certain time periods. I have from the time of my birth all the way to the time of my death to be replayed all throughout eternity. Or will there be anything new to experience that a soul or spirit can actually travel and grow if necessary? Yeah, 1 second here. Case in point in nostalgia. A computer screen will have so much room to show so much gigabytes of memory across your screen. How would you fill, or how would you create a screensaver that you're willing to endure on a constant basis? For me, I got cruise ships. I can switch over to a different folder if I can, of different other images, political, space, science fiction, something else. Something that would stimulate me or something that would bore the crap out of me. But consider the computer in front of you. See if you've got a laptop. But you've only got so much room in it. It's built that way. Maybe you can stick other memory sticks in there to extend the memory somehow. If you had an unlimited drive that would have untold amount of storage and just hook it in. Cool, right? But we're stuck with limitations. I'm stuck with limitations. I'm stuck with my memory on a computer and how the memories are flashing back. I have my own personal pictures stored in another file. I have music. I have things. But it's stuck there because it can't grow. And what if my eternity is not expansive but stuck as only a computer can be, without any extension into it? Would this be considered heaven or hell? If it was hell, there's no description of it. Because its repetition will drive you insane. You want difference, but you see the same. You get bored, ticked off, angry, frustrated, and that's all you're stuck with. But if it was unlimited, if it was still learning, still growing, you still have some limitations, you still have some of the memories coming back, but new memories being replacing. I would hope maybe I would choose for that one instead of the first one. As much as I'm fond of the memories stored already, isn't there any new things to be explored? Any new things to talk about? Any new things, period? And the limited lifespan that we have, to me, I would look at it as a laptop without an unlimited extension into it, or like a unlimited flash drive, extending that memory, saving that memory, then in hopes that when it's my time to go, I'll be stuck in it and just still be able to learn and grow as a spirit. I mean, in that particular form and fashion, I would be there. But for the ones that are just stuck in it, just not sure how to get out of it, that'd be a living hell, wouldn't it? You're asking questions. Why? I'm an all for it, and all for it thinks weird things. This guy does anyway. I look back at nostalgia. I've seen the things I've done, regretted. I look at the other things I experienced and enjoyed. Other things still stick in my head that would either drive me crazy or motivate me. And I still have to deal in the real life here and now. That I'll still pack as much as I can into my head, into my memories. And maybe I'll have somewhat of an unlimited, or maybe it will be extended limited, but just something that won't torture me in the afterlife, or at least in this particular life anyway. Dealing with nostalgia on a basis here is like going back in the past on a constant basis and wanting to live that you've already been reliving already. A repeat, a constant repeat. As much as some things I liked, I still have to grow. And I'm not willing to, or try not to be willing to be stuck in that kind of situation. Any way, shape, or form. And that's why I wanted to get off this old fart's memory. What I have to deal with and what I have to deal with here right now. That being said,